What's good in the hood, YouTube? This is Crazy Samurai 71 here, bringing you another video. Today's video is another E3 related video. This is going to be one talking about Xbox for E3 and my thoughts on Xbox, or Microsoft in other words. So I just wanted to go into some of the games. There weren't too many games that I was beyond thrilled about, but I do want to talk about games regardless of whether or not I was like in love with them or not. First of all, there was Halo 5 Guardians. Not necessarily a huge Halo fan myself. I've played a number of games for Halo. I played 2, I played 3, I played Reach. But I never was like a huge fan, and I would play in people's houses. I wouldn't necessarily like. I never really owned the games, but I definitely played them before. But I think that it's okay. If you're a Halo fan, sure, this is another installment for you. If you like the series, great. Personally, I think it's an older series that that hasn't necessarily changed enough to the point that it's necessary for it to really go anywhere. I know there's a big fan base for it. Personally, I am not part of that fan base. I think it's a series that if you are, great for you. For me, it's okay. Then there was Rise of Tomb Raider. That game looked pretty cool. I actually did like that game a lot. I thought it was really cool. Tomb Raider's always been a really cool game concept, and it looked pretty awesome overall. Didn't really care for Forza that much. Gears of War Ultimate Edition looked pretty cool. That was meant to represent the original Gears of War, but it was supposed to have some changes to it, which is pretty interesting. Not too much, much I can say otherwise. Overall, just a remastered version of the original Gears of War. I'm not a huge Gears of War fan, but I think it's a cool series. What else was there that was interesting? Gears of War 4 was announced. That looked okay. Xbox. Now, the reason why I'm holding off on certain things is because I want to go into the games themselves. I already spoke about Syndicate if you watched my previous video. I already spoke about Battlefront if you watched the same video. Dark Souls was one I forgot to mention. Dark Souls looked cool. Dark Souls is a very cool game. It's a game that if you are if you're a gamer that likes to play super difficult games that are really hard, the Dark Souls series is definitely something for you. Very cool. Should be pretty fun. There was also Black Ops 3. That actually looked cool. I was actually surprised that it was going to look cool because personally I'm not a huge COD fan, but it actually looked kind of cool. It was supposed to take place in the year, I think it was like 2605, or maybe I'm confusing it. Maybe it's 2065. I forget. Regardless, it's meant to be like this robotic era where like everyone has like where it's very robotic, and rather than being all these humans and stuff, and it's not meant to represent a time period. Instead, it's supposed to represent a futuristic perspective of the world, which is interesting. There was also Fallout 4. That actually looked pretty cool as well. There was some cool gameplay of that. Interesting look. Some cool stuff overall. Not too much that I'm not a huge Fallout fan, but I definitely think that Fallout's a cool series. What else was there? I already spoke about Rainbow Six Siege. If you watched my previous video, okay. I'm skipping over this one at this moment. I just want to check if there's anything extra. There was also the Elite controller that looked pretty cool. If you guys are into that, Xbox Series, you may have guessed, it's not my favorite of these franchises. It's actually like of the three main gaming companies, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. Xbox usually falls the lowest for me. So, but some of the games that I mentioned already from the previous video definitely excite me, and those games are, some of them are specifically for Xbox, but some of them aren't. But if you watch my previous video for some of the companies like Ubisoft and Square Enix and EA, you would you would have heard about Syndicate and all these other games and Rainbow Six Siege. And one thing but I'm going to talk now about the two major things, probably the most significant things that I actually cared the most about. One was Rare Replay. So Rare has been around now for 30 years. Yeah. Rare's been around for 30 years. It's 2015 now. So like 1985. That's a long time. It's around the time that Mario wasn't around, and think that. Like, wow, that's a really long time. It's as long as Mario's been around. So Rare's been around for that long. That's a huge deal. And this is meant to take place. This is meant to have like 30 games from Rare over the years. 30 games representing all the different eras. So Banjo-Kazooie's included in this. I'm sure Conker's Bad Fur Day is included in it. And a couple of other major franchises, Viva Pinata. I think Nuts and Bolts is even in it. There's a whole bunch of different games that are in it. All of them Rare-based. Battletoads are in it, of course. A whole bunch of different things. If you're a Rare fan, you'll definitely like it. Apparently, there's supposed to be a lot of commentary, and there's commentary from the original creators and a lot of speakers from different Rare employees, which is very cool. If you're a Rare fan, personally, I am. I was hoping that possibly. Personally, I wish that Rare would come back to Nintendo, but this is still nice. Apparently, Rare is also creating a new title specifically as a way, another new title on the side, which sounds pretty interesting, should be pretty cool, and yeah, so that should be fun. The last thing I want to say is the backwards compatibility announcement. That was a huge deal. Everyone was hyped as ever for that. I was hyped too. I thought that was very cool. I think that's a big deal. That's one thing that Xbox definitely needs to do. It definitely gives Xbox points, which is gives Xbox a lot of points because you see Nintendo's always known for that, and then other companies started doing that more recently. Like PlayStation tried that, but the thing is to see Nintendo does it so well. Then you have PlayStation, which started charging a fee to have your older games transfer over from PlayStation 3, and then you have Xbox, which they're like, okay, we're gonna give it to you free, like Nintendo. So they're above PlayStation in that regard. Now, does that mean that Xbox ranks superior overall? No, Xbox does not rank superior overall to PlayStation by any means, or Nintendo. But at the same time, it definitely helps them in a lot of ways. That is my opinion overall. I think that it definitely helps them in a lot of ways if you are a big. If you're an Xbox fan, that definitely helps your cause in a lot of ways. Personally, I'm not, but I think that definitely helped them in a lot of ways, and I think that it's going to definitely seal a lot of deals for them, and there's a lot of gameplay connection that they're trying to incorporate, apparently, with like, oh, if you have this game and you play it on this, then certain element, you're able to unlock certain things in this game for like the future installment of it or something like that, which is smart because that's a really good way for them to make people interested. And the thing is that they make it so that you don't have to, and this is something that's so important, is the fact that they're not making it so that you have to have you like, if you have it, you can play it, and that's about it, and you don't have to worry about like, oh, now I have to have a fee just because I want to play this older game. It's like, no, you had this game, we're not going to charge you. And that's so important, because why should you charge them? That's one of PlayStation's biggest issues, because of the fact that they thought, oh, we should charge you. I don't know. So anyway, that's about it for Xbox. I'm not a huge Xbox fan, but I definitely want to talk about it a little bit, just because Xbox is a company that definitely was featured, definitely had some interesting moments overall in their presentation with a lot of their shooters and a lot of their other games, and just overall really cool. So anyway, guys, I'm sorry I'm like a little distracted because I'm watching something at the same time, because a lot of the streams for E3 are still going on, and I'm doing all this recording right around the time that E3 is happening. Very end of it though. So anyway, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. Check out all the other videos on this channel. Also check out the previous video on all the smaller companies, as well as the introductory video that I did for E3. And stay tuned. And next time, guys, we'll probably be going into PlayStation, and then we'll do Nintendo, and we'll continue on from there. So anyway, guys, that's about it for today. So please remember to do all the stuff I already said about like, comments, and subscribing, and I will see you guys next time. So anyway, guys, goodbye.